Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ellie. On this channel, I cover topics all about personal growth, healthy habits, routines, mindset, balance, and so much more. I want to talk about something that is making us weak, something that we have to stop doing in order to take back our power and more adequately utilize our energy. So the other night I picked up my planner again, and I have not been the best about my planner this year. I feel like I use it, for sure I use it, but I've just been like scattered with it. And the other day I said enough, like I want to use my planner every single day. I want to use it to write down the things that I have to work on, as well as just jot down my thoughts for that given day. And the planner that I have actually has quotes within the notes section. And when I opened my planner, I saw this quote. It says, "Worrying does not empty tomorrow of its sorrow. It empties today of its strength." In other words, us worrying about the future isn't going to eliminate all of those negative feelings that we have about the future. However, what it does do is that it robs us of our strength of today because it's making us weak. And I journaled on this topic because I am a huge worrier. I am constantly thinking about the future. I am constantly thinking about the next thing that I have to take care of. And of course, we have to think about the future. We have to have an aim and a vision and goals. But sometimes I feel that it needs to be a balance. And it mainly, like our focus mainly has to shift on today rather than the future and worrying about what may or may not happen. If you think about it, when you worry about something, it really brings a whole array of negative emotions and thoughts. At least in my situation, it brings a huge sense of anxiety. It makes me feel frustrated and helpless and stressed. I sometimes feel angry or sad about something I can't control. And the worst thing about it all is that it's taking away from that specific moment. I'm not fully immersing myself in the gift of my current present, of my life. Those moments we do not get back. So our worry really does rob us of our energy that can be utilized in a more effective way by, being fully present and in a good high vibration energy, present for ourselves, present for the people around us, really focused on what it is we have to take care of on that given moment, on that given day. So this is my invitation to you and me to stop worrying about what we cannot control. Stop worrying about a future that does not yet exist, but is highly dependent on what we do today, on what we focus on today. Do not induce those negative emotions. Worrying is always going to be something that we do, right? But to the level at which you are worrying, you can control that. I don't know if this happens to you, but it sometimes feels like a vicious cycle because I worry about something I cannot control. I spend so much time and energy on that particular worry, and then I, snap out of it and I'm like, you know what? I need to be in the present. Like, look, the whole day just went by and I didn't take care of this. I also focused on this other thing. Maybe it ruined your day. Maybe it ruined other people's moods around you. And then you're going to feel bad about that. You're going to stress about that. And it's just going to be this continuous cycle of worry, of stress, of frustration. A lot of times there are things that are not in our control, no matter how much we try to control them. And of course, unfortunate things do happen, but we can't give those unfortunate events our power. We need to take back that power and that energy and funnel it into something that actually serves us and that does not stress us out, makes us anxious, makes us sick, makes us feel like we don't even want to get out of bed sometimes. And again, this is not a message about forgetting about the future, just to live now in the moment. It's partially that. It's partially, of course, be present today, right now, with yourself, with those around you. I'm not saying don't think about the future at all. No, of course, you need to have something that you're aiming at. You need to have a direction in which you're going. But at the end of the day, it's all dependent on what you're doing today, right? And there's going to be a lot of other random factors at play that determine whether or not something will happen. But for the most part, you probably can't control those things. So why focus on things that you don't even know what they are, right? Focus on the tangible, what you can do today, who you can be today. Some practical things that you can do to stop worrying or to reduce that level of anxiety that comes with worrying is to journal. Like really sit down with a piece of paper or a notebook or your planner and dump onto there what you're feeling, what's causing you stress. It is a great exercise to write out our thoughts. It helps us think, it helps us understand what we're thinking. And rather than just keeping it in here, try to make sense of it. Another thing you can do is to just talk to someone. Make those thoughts be heard by someone else than yourself. A lot of times I realized that I was making a huge monster out of nothing. Or even if something was very stressful and was very unfortunate, once I talk about it, I vent about it, I cry, I let it out, and I allow myself to receive love from others, to receive advice, suggestions from others, and I just allow others to be there for me. That alone helps me feel so much better. A lot of times I just retract and I isolate myself and I go through these terrible moments and thought patterns on my own, and it takes me up to like a week to get out of that slump. And I said, enough. How can I fast track this? Of course I'm going to have negative emotions, feelings, bad days. They're inevitable. How can I expedite the process? How can I get over it quicker? And then I just started reaching out to people, and it improved my relationship with people around me because I was vulnerable and I allowed people to be there for me. And in addition, I was just able to jump out of that slump that I was in way quicker than I would have ever done if I tried to go through this by myself. And another thing that you can do when you're just super worried, you're super stressed, super anxious, is to step away from the source of worry. Leave your home, go to a park, go on a walk, just go somewhere that's preferably in nature or outdoor, or somewhere where you can just be at peace and in quiet. Because a lot of times when we are just super hyper focused on something that is just causing us so much frustration, anxiety, sadness, etc., it's not going to get any better if we stay there. Stepping away is really just going to allow you to have that space and that moment to think and to be exposed to the outside world and realize like there's massive world out there. There are so many other people around me. You'll see children laughing, dogs playing, like little glimpses of happiness and joy that will hopefully influence you in a positive way. So I hope that was useful. I am a huge worrier, like I mentioned. Worrier? I don't know if that's a word, but I worry a lot. And I'm trying to stop. And I definitely have gotten better. Like there's a lot of things in like our businesses, things that happen that I used to freak out and cry, and my fiance would just be like, hey, relax, like it's going to be okay. And I'm just like, no. It would ruin my day. You know, I had two options: either have this negative reaction every time or learn to just let it go and live with it and find a solution. If it exists, if it doesn't, well, what can I do, right? And I've been taking this approach and it's been really helping. And I've been letting go of the expectation. I just show up, I complete the action that I have to complete, and I trust in the process. I trust that what I'm doing will pay out. I trust that everything will align. And if certain things do not align for me or do not happen as I want them to happen, trust that it's also happening for a reason. Trust that there's a lesson in everything. And just remember that of course things are gonna go wrong. It's life. Things have to go wrong. And when you just accept that and surrender to that, God, it's like a game changer. The way you perceive things, it's just like, okay, if it's negative, if I'm feeling bad about it, what is it teaching me? What is it bringing out in me? What is it reflecting? If it's positive, celebrate the heck out of it. But learning to let go learning to protect my energy, protect my soul, protect my heart, and just trust. If you liked this video, please go ahead and like the video. Please also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. With that being said, go watch my other videos, interact with them, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.